Well, hey there folks, welcome back once again to the Hop House. It's Eddie here. It's time for another beer review and we're carrying on with our dark beer day. So we've done the Dark Fruits Porter from Bateman's, which was a nice sort of little introduction, and then I just did that fantastic oatmeal stout from 4 Pure, which was pretty bob on. It got 4 limbs out of 4. So we're carrying on. Beer number 3 then, I'll show you what we're going to review in a second. If you're brand new to this channel, welcome along to the Hop House. We call that, so we like hoppy beer, we like house music. If you like either of those or both, then give us one of those. Give us a like, share, subscribe to this channel if it's your cup of tea. Okay, carrying on then, beer number 3. I've had this a while. It's probably past its best before. Yes it is, yes it is. It's this from Seven Brothers. Remember when I did Seven Brothers? That was ages ago. When did I do that beer haul? I've had this all this time. The date on this is end of March this year. So this is supposedly good 5 months out of date. 6 months, something like that. It's a Sling It Out Stout though. I'm not really that bothered about stouts being out of date because it doesn't have, it's not like it's New World hops that fade. It's roasted malt. But this is Sling It Out Stout. It's 5.5% on the ABV. Nice can. And it goes along with, if you remember, we did the one that uses recycled Rice Krispies. And we did one, the IPA with the recycled cornflakes. This, because it's a stout, it's Coco Pops. Recycled Coco Pops are used in the making of this stout. I'm a little excited. Should we get it out into the glass? I'm going to use my Stonehouse Sidelines glass for this. Nice little bit of smokiness, CO2 release on the opening of the can. Oh, hello, what's that? I've got a mucky mark on my glass. Get off. Right, beer in the glass. Look at that. Look at that. It does amaze me how stouts pour. So, look at that. Look at that, eh? Look at that wobble about in the glass. Oh yeah. It actually looks a little bit, lovely head on it. It is pitch black. Looks a little bit fizzier and thinner than the last one I had, the oatmeal stout. But that was made with oats, maybe this isn't. Now what was I going to say? I got sidetracked there. I usually do this. It happens a lot. You'll know if you're a regular viewer. Yeah, so before I got into hoppy beer, I was a massive Guinness drinker. Started off with sort of Yorkshire bitters and I got into Guinness and I went to Dublin in 2004, I think it was. A trip from work, we got this cheap deal. We got flights from Leeds Bradford to Dublin. I mean, I lived up Yorkshire then. 33 pence each way, plus about 17 quid with the airport taxes. And then we got this nice accommodation in Dublin, just over the Liffey from Temple Bar. And we did the whole Guinness factory, we did Temple Bar, it was Paddy's weekend. It was a crazy time, but it really, I was drinking a lot of Kilkenny, which was their sort of creamy bitter at the time, a bit like sort of a John Smith smooth, Tetley smooth thing, but a bit nicer. Well, I loved it at the time anyway. That, Kilkenny, we were drinking loads of Kilkenny, we were drinking loads of Guinness, and it really got me into drinking Guinness. And then I used to drink loads of it, and I drank Guinness for years and years. I hardly drink Guinness anymore. It's a shame because I really did like Guinness. But I do love the way that a stout pours. You know, I've sort of let it settle a bit now. Let's get the rest of the can in there. I think you can see something floating around in there, you know. Yeah, there's little bits on the bottom. Don't think my camera will pick it up like, but it's there. Love how that jigs though. Look at that. Like that. Like it, I like it. Right, let's go for some aroma. We'll put that into there. We're going to give it a whiff. See what we can sniff. Ooh. It's smoky, it's chocolatey. It's quite similar to the last one I had, that oatmeal stout actually. Beautiful, beautiful beer. Or beautiful smell, anyway. Really toasted bread. Toasted sort of granary bread and then sweet chocolate. I think it tastes sweeter than the last one. So the oatmeal stout, I had a mixture of sort of sweet chocolate and like dark chocolate, you know, when you get the really high cocoa content of dark chocolate. This is the smoky roasted malt and then sweet chocolate. Smells nice though. Right, let's give it a try. Bottoms up, down the hatch. Cheers. There's a little bit stuck at the back of my throat there, apologies. About a week or so ago I had a little bit of a cough and a cold and I thought, Christ, I've got COVID again. But I didn't. Just changing the temperature, changing the weather, changing the climate. Coming back to this though. That's brilliant. That is probably the best beer I've had from Seven Brothers. Along with, what was the other one I had? The Sabro IPA. Oh, that blew my mind. I really, really like Sabro as a hop. It's becoming the new Simcoe. It's sort of in a lot of beers. It's in not all beer. Simcoe's still in every beer. Probably in this. It's not. Probably no American hops in this. But, you know, Seven Brothers, I was quite surprised with some of their beers that I ordered direct from them. I decided to order direct because I like the idea of the recycled, the upcycled, unused stuff going into beer. Saves it getting wasted. And this is really, really good. Right, do a bit of lace division and then I'll run through the flavours. Look at that, look. Good stout with a good head. Do you know what? I've done that many blooming IPAs, I've forgotten how much I love stouts. Look at that. Fantastic. Flavours. It's, I wouldn't say it's thin, but it's not like really thick. But it's not an imperial stout, it's not a 9% gloopy jobber, it's a 5.5% beer, but it's really sessionable. It's on the sweet side, so if you've got a sweet tooth you're going to like it. So if you've not tried this Wonder from Scott and Wonder's World, get on it. It tastes like Coco Pops. It tastes like Coco Pops. Does what it says on the tin. So you're getting, but it's got the smoky roasted malt down the middle of the tongue, well, down the middle and down the sides to counterbalance that chocolatiness, if that makes any sense. Probably not, but I know what I mean. Yeah, toasted bread down the middle of the tongue, a little bit dry, and then you've got that sort of sweet chocolate and almost cereal-y vibe going on that makes milk turn chocolatey. Really good though, and then it goes a bit at the back end, it goes back into that smoky sort of bittery espresso sort of coffee vibe. So probably overall it's quite well, yeah, there's a good balance to it. You get the sweet and you get the bitter. It's not overly sweet where I'm like, whoa. Let's have a quick read of what it says on the tin. So Sling It Out Stout, a chocolate stout brewed using upcycled Kellogg's Coco Pops provided as part of their sustainability program. Base malt, chocolate malt and caramel malt make up the core of the delicious sweet stout. Seven Brothers Brewing beer, that's right, each of us look at things a little differently, but one thing we agree on is brewing great tasting beer. And it's sevenbrothers.com is the website, but as you can see, instead of a T they use a number 7 for the T in Seven Brothers, and that's how it goes on the website. 5.5%. That's blew my mind. That. I don't know what I was thinking it was going to be like, but that. 2 thumbs up, 2 feet, stick it here in there. Oh, that's. Although it's not the thickest stout, It does taste like Coco Pops, but then the smokiness and the bitterness works really well with it. It is absolutely phenomenal. Thanks for watching, like, share, subscribe. We'll see you again with some more beer reviews on the Hop House. Cheers. It's a corker. Makes your milk turn chocolatey.